Listen up, warriors of destiny. Today, we're not just talking about persistence. We're talking about an unbreakable spirit, a relentless drive that refuses to bow down to failure, setbacks, or doubt. Today, we're declaring to the world, I am not quitting. The inevitable stumble. No matter how high you rise, no matter how successful you become, at some point, you are bound to stumble. It's an inevitable part of the journey. Why? Because if you're constantly raising the bar, if you're pushing yourself higher and higher, the law of averages dictates that you will, at some point, fall. But here's the key. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. When you're down in that hole, when it looks like failure, it's okay to feel bad for a little while. Give yourself time to mourn what you think you may have lost. But then, learn from every mistake, every experience, every encounter, and particularly your mistakes, are there to teach you and force you into being more of who you are. The truth about success and failure. I have failed far more times than I've succeeded. Far more. You will never succeed more than you fail. That's not how it works. Why? Because failure is a wonderful teacher. It's the only way to learn. You have to fail. Failure is part of the process of becoming successful. Take Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player in the world. He took 946 game-winning shots in his career. He has only made 146 of those. He has missed over 700 times, but he has made 146. And you know what they write about? They write about when you make it. The company of failure. Some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who've had the most failures. J.K. Rowling's first Harry Potter book was rejected 12 times before it was finally published. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He lost hundreds of games and missed thousands of shots during his career. But he once said, I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. These people succeeded because they understood that you can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. You have to let them show you what to do differently next time. The permission to fail. Give yourself permission to fail. I try as hard as I can not to fail because it's embarrassing, but I do give myself permission to, and you should too. The hundreds or thousands of dumb ideas that I've had are what led me to my good ideas. Remember, the most important thing is this: to be able at any moment to sacrifice what you are for what you will become. The dare to fail. I dare you to fail. I dare you to take that same class over and over. I dare you to stop dropping classes just because they get hard. Why are you dropping? You can't get through a writing class even with tutor after tutor, resource after resource. The problem is you've never felt real pain before. You're soft. It's a soft generation. You quit on everything. Every time something gets hard, you quit. You call mama. I dare you to take a little pain. When you fail, it's part of the process. Keep going. You're supposed to fail. Who do you know that gets it right all the time? That's impossible. Seeking failure. You have to get comfortable with failure. You have to actually seek failure. Failure is where all the lessons are. When you go to the gym and work out, you're actually seeking failure. You want to take your muscles to the point where you get to failure, because that's where the adaptation is. That's where growth is. Successful people fail a lot. They fail a whole lot more than they succeed. But they extract the lessons from the failure, and they use that wisdom to come around to the next phase of success. Living on the edge. You got to take a shot. You have to live at the edge of your capabilities. You've got to live where you're almost certain you're going to fail. The reason for practice is controlled failure. You're getting to your limit, getting to your limit, getting to your limit until you get to the point that all of a sudden your body makes the adjustment, and then you can do it. Failure actually helps you to recognize the areas where you need to evolve. So fail early, fail often, fail forward. The unbreakable spirit. You've got to tell yourself, despite the circumstances, despite the situation, I'm not going anywhere until I make my dreams become a reality. I'm not quitting. I don't care how much money I have to invest. I don't care how much time I have to invest. I'm going to continue to do this until I become successful. Every single day when I show up, I let failure know failure is not an option. You can't even let it sink into your brain for even a second. You have to know that this thing is going to work come hell or high water. Whatever it is that I set out to do, it may not happen in 6 months, it may not happen in a year, it may not happen in 2 years, but at some point, my dream is going to become a reality. The love of success. Being scared to fail won't do anything. In fact, when you love success and you start going for it, guess what happens? You're going to fail. You're going to fail 10 times, 100 times, maybe even 1,000 times. But that's okay. Failure isn't permanent. Falling isn't permanent. You get right back up and keep going. And this time you're going to be stronger, wiser, and you'll be more driven than ever. For every 10 failures, you'll land 1 success. You have to love success so much that you're willing to fail 10 times before you can succeed once. That's how a winner does it. The declaration of persistence. So here's my declaration, and I want you to make it yours. I am not quitting. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times I fail, no matter how long it takes, I am not quitting. I am not quitting on my dreams. I am not quitting on my goals. I'm not quitting on myself. I will keep pushing, keep learning, keep growing, keep evolving until I reach my destination. I'm not quitting when things get tough. I'm not quitting when I feel tired. I'm not quitting when others doubt me. I'm not quitting when the world seems against me. I'm not quitting because I know my potential. I'm not quitting because I believe in my vision. I am not quitting because I trust in my ability to learn, adapt, and overcome. I am not quitting because every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every obstacle is an opportunity to prove my resilience. I am not quitting because I understand that success is not about never falling, but about rising every time I fall. It's not about avoiding failure, but about using failure as a stepping stone to success. I'm not quitting because I know that my breakthrough could be just around the corner. My next attempt could be the one that succeeds. My next idea could be the one that changes everything. I'm not quitting because I owe it to myself to see how far I can go, how high I can climb, how much I can achieve. I owe it to myself to become the best version of me possible. I am not quitting because I understand that the journey is just as important as the destination. The person I become in the process of pursuing my goals is just as valuable as achieving those goals. I'm not quitting. Period. End of story. No matter what life throws at me, no matter how many times I fail, no matter how long it takes, I will keep going. I will keep fighting. I will keep believing. I will keep striving. Because I am not a quitter. I am a warrior. I am a survivor. I am unstoppable. And I will succeed. This is my declaration. This is my promise to myself. This is my creed. I'm not quitting, and neither should you. Let's go out there and show the world what we're made of. Let's turn our dreams into reality. Let's make our mark on this world. Remember, it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. That's how dreams become reality. I'm not quitting. Are you with me?